Welcome to 18-Minute Inspiration. I'm here with Rabbi Chapper to ask him 4 very important questions about Pesach 2021. Rabbi Chapper, why is this year different to other years?
Well, there are 3 reasons particularly why it's different from the previous years. First one is because this year, Erev Pesach falls on Shabbos, which presents a unique set of challenges. Also, that wasn't enough. Also, on Motzi Shabbos on the Saturday night, the clocks changed to British summertime. And thirdly, as we know, we are still living under COVID restrictions.
Okay, so this year, is there a special way that we can sell our chametz?
Yes, because we're trying to limit interaction between people. This year, like last year, sale of chametz, which has to be completed by Thursday, the 25th of March at 9 p.m., can only be done online. You should go to www.kosher.org.uk/category/sell my chametz. That's the United Synagogue, London Bet Din, Kashrut Authority will be able to complete the form on there and they will be able to sell the chametz for you. Just a note, you should know that the chametz will be sold approximately 11 o'clock GMT on Friday, the 26th of March, but it will exclude any chametz you set aside to eat before 10 o'clock on Shabbat morning. We'll talk about that a bit more in a moment. And that chametz will be brought back approximately at 9 o'clock on GMT on Sunday, the 4th of April, at the end of Pesach.
And all that information is available on the newsletters and the Facebook groups.
Absolutely, yes.
And if you could just pop that link in the chat for me, that would be really helpful.
I'll do that later.
Rabbi Chapper, as Erev Pesach is on Shabbat this year, when is the fast of the firstborn? When is B'dikas Chametz? And when is Biur Chametz?
Rebbetzin, that's a great question. So firstly, Tat B'chol, the fast of the firstborn, normally on Erev Pesach, but again, because Erev Pesach this year is Shabbos, we don't fast on Shabbos. We also don't fast on a Friday. We don't like to go into Shabbos fasting. So the fast this year will be on Thursday, the 25th of March, but there's going to be a siyum, a completion of a learning of some Gemara, and that allows those who should be fasting not to need to fast. And that will take place at shul in the morning on Thursday morning, but there will also be a live stream. And anyone who's watching the live stream will be considered as if they've joined it, and therefore they do not need to fast. I should also point out that if anybody's unwell in whatever way, they also shouldn't fast at all. Now, B'dikas Chametz, the search for chametz, again, normally you're done on Erev Pesach, the night before Pesach. This year, again, is brought forward and done on Thursday, the 25th of March, as soon as it gets dark, around about 7:10 in the evening. As soon as it gets dark, we should perform B'dikas Chametz, the search for chametz. Now, before we begin the search, we have to make the bracha al biur chametz, and the search must be done by candlelight or with a torch. After the search is completed, we make the declaration of kol chamirah to nullify any chametz that we haven't found. Now, again, unusually compared to previous years, this year, obviously, we know that we're going to be keeping some chametz over to use for our Shabbos meals before 10 o'clock on Shabbos. So that should be put away together with any chametz we find during the search in the safe place, so it shouldn't get lost again, so that you have to do another search. On Friday morning, we do biur chametz. We dispose of the chametz again because we can't do it on Erev Pesach because that's Shabbos. So any chametz that was found during the search or any other chametz that was left over has to be burnt on Friday morning by 11:04 a.m. And after that search, again, unusually this time we don't make the declaration of kol chamirah because we will be retaining some chametz for use on Shabbos. We will make the kol chamirah on Shabbos morning after the time when we're no longer using our chametz.
I think that's answered all of those questions, which were really just one question, because our fourth question is, do we have to be ready for Pesach by Shabbat?
Well, that's an interesting, excellent question. The truth is, yes, definitely. This year, as we said, because Erev Pesach falls on Shabbos, we have to be ready for Pesach by Shabbos. Now, that has a benefit in that, normally in normal years, we're rushing around trying to get ready for Pesach, and by the time Sunday night comes, I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted.
No, not at all.
I'm sure not. So this year, we're very fortunate that actually we can actually be ready for Pesach. We'll have Shabbos then to relax, and then we can go into the Seder nights nice and relaxed. But that means all preparations for the Seder have to be completed before Shabbos begins. And even those things that don't actually involve any melacha can't be done on Shabbat because you can't prepare on Shabbat for Yom Tov. So, for example, the shakbon and the egg need to be roasted before Shabbos. Horseradish, if you're grating horseradish, that should be done before Shabbos. The lettuce, if you're using lettuce for maror, that should be washed and checked for bugs before Shabbos, and make sure that it's dried well, because it shouldn't be left soaking in water over Shabbos, because anything that's been soaking for 24 hours or more is considered like it's cooked and is invalid for use as maror. Charoses, also the mixture of apple and wine and nuts and cinnamon, also preferably should be prepared before Shabbos in order that you're ready to start and use it straight away on Seder night. And also preferably you should prepare the salt water. If you forgot, you can prepare a little bit of salt water before the Seder night. Similarly with the choros, also you can prepare it as well. All these things really should be done before Shabbos starts, in order that you can start Seder as soon as Shabbos goes out. I should point out that you can't start the Seder until Shabbos ends. Yeah, firstly, for one reason is because Seder night is unlike all other Shabbos and Yom Tovs in that Seder night has to start once it gets dark, because we make a link between when they used to eat the Korban Pesach, the Pesach offering, that was done at night, and eating the matzah has to be done at night, and therefore the first Kiddush can't be made until it gets dark, and this year when Shabbos goes out. During the bracha we make on the first cup of wine, we also make Havdalah as well. Now, preparations for Seder have been made, but as I said, because Shabbos we have to have 3 meals, 2 of them will have to include some bread. So keep only enough bread, for example, challahs or pita, for making hamotzi on Friday night and on Shabbos day. All other food for Shabbos meals has to be kosher for Pesach, cooked using your Pesach pots and pans, and eaten using your Pesach crockery and cutlery, or probably a good idea is to use disposables. Now, you should take real care when you're eating your challah, your pita, when you make hamotzi, to keep any crumbs away from any piece of the kalim that you're using. Sometimes you will eat it over a bag or eat it over disposables to make sure that none of those crumbs are left over on Pesach. Now, on Shabbos morning, we also have to make hamotzi for our second of the 3 meals on Shabbos. But we have to make sure we stop eating any chametz, any challah or pita, any food like that has to be finished by 10 o'clock. Now, that doesn't mean you have to complete your meal by then. You can continue eating after that time, as long as you're only eating basically food. But all chametz has to be finished by then. And then any chametz that's left over, including any crumbs, must be disposed of on Shabbos morning by 11:04 a.m. Then we said you can't burn it now, but what you can do to dispose of it is either flush it down the toilet or put it into a public bin if you live within an Eruv. And after the disposal of 11:04, then we make that declaration of Kol Chamira, nullifying any chametz that remains in our possession that we don't know about. Now, we always know we have to have a third meal on Shabbos, and normally that also will involve hamotzi. This year we can't do that. So we rely on an opinion that says that third meal can be fulfilled by eating fruit and vegetables, meat and fish. You can't have matzah at that meal, because the first time you're going to eat matzah on Seder night, it should be b'tei albon, it should be with a great appetite, it should be fresh in your mouth. That's why some have the minhag not to eat matzah for the whole of the month, or the whole month since Purim, or some from Rosh Chodesh Nisan, but definitely you can't eat it on Erev Pesach. And as I said, Yom Tov candles cannot be lit until Shabbos ends at 7:13 p.m. And before lighting them, the person should say Hamavdil bein Kodesh or Chodesh, to distinguish between the holiness of Shabbos and the holiness of Yom Tov. And once again, to remind you that they should be lit from an existing flame. So going back to Erev Shabbos, make sure you light at least a 48-hour candle will last long enough for you to light after Shabbos for your Yom Tov candles. Have I missed anything out?
I don't think there's a lot of information there. I think everything was there. Just to clarify, so if you have forgotten to prepare something for Seder night before Shabbat, you would have to wait till Shabbat goes out and do it that evening.
Yes, that's a very good point.
Your Seder.
That's a very good point. Yes, if you suddenly on Shabbos day, you go, wait, I haven't roasted the shankmon or the egg, or I haven't prepared the salt water. You can't do any of that on Shabbos. Wait until you've lit your Yom Tov candles. And then you can obviously you could roast your shankmon over an existing flame or from an existing flame, and the egg as well, as long as you eat them at some point on Yom Tov day, because you can't roast on Yom Tov for something you're not going to be using on Yom Tov, and you can only do it for that night or that day. You can't do it for the second day. So you need to do it again for the next day, then that you do that on once you move into the second day Yom Tov.
Right, you'd have to eat that in the day.
Yes, you would, yes.
Okay, thank you. That's I hope that's clear. If not, then I'm sure you'll be getting lots of WhatsApps in the next few days.
Always happy to answer questions. People can phone me, email me, or WhatsApp me, even a carrier pigeon. Absolute pleasure. And just take this opportunity to wish the whole community a very happy, healthy, and enjoyable Pesach. Enjoy it.
Thank you, Rabbi Chapper.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Everybody.